Where is the mayor? I'll explain. So people know.
Yeah. I know. Okay, I call the meeting to order Tuesday, June 17th, 2005 at 8:03. Mayor had to step out quick, so I will fill in for the mayor, acting mayor tonight. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The first thing I want to do before anything is just take a moment of silence for Speaker Melissa Hartman and her husband and State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. Thank you. Next thing is we do have to amend the agenda. We do need to strike item F3 off of new business, and we do need to add line item 12 to approve the consultant that we spoke of during our special meeting at 5 o'clock. So number 12 will be to approve what we talked about at 5. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I so move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed. Okay, next item on the agenda is line item C. The consent calendar, as presented. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next line item is line item number D, open forum. This is a time when anybody in the public can step up the podium if they want to bring anything up that is not on the scheduled meeting tonight. Anybody? Seeing nobody, that we will close or open forum. Move on. E, reports. Number 1, interim city administrator report. The report is presented in your packets from that. Any questions? There's no report in it? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Item number 2, move on. City attorney, any new business?
Nothing other than a couple of things I'm involved in later in the agenda, and again, just various projects working with staff per usual this last month.
Okay. Number 3, city attorney.
Engineer.
Oh, I'm sorry, city engineer. Thank you. Looking at the wrong person.
Yeah, I've just been working on the construction of the Gull Lake Trail recently, doing some observation, construction administration. They're getting going, and I think they got part of the wall 3, the one to the east, complete or getting close to being completed. Also working on some other, or the 2026 streets, and getting started on the City Hall Street project, trying to get that 30% preliminary engineering completed.
They haven't dropped any more loaders unloading them off trailers, have they?
Yeah, that was an interesting sight when you drive up there.
I was there when it happened.
But otherwise, the project's going well.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Okay. Moving on to F, new business. Number one, resolution of appreciation for retiring Police Chief Craig Taylor, council motion. So as many of you know, Chief Taylor, is, retiring this month. There are signs on the door. Apologize, I don't have my phone right in front of me, but the 26th at 1 p.m., 1 to 3 p.m. Open house up here, retirement party for Chief Taylor. Encourage everybody in the community, anybody that knows him, reach out. Love to fill the place, show him our appreciation for all the years of service that he's done for this town and this community. For Chief Taylor. With that, I will read the resolution of appreciation honoring the distinguished service of Police Chief Craig Taylor. Whereas Police Chief Craig Taylor has served the city of Nisswa with honor, integrity, and unwavering dedication for 29 years, beginning his service in March of 1996, including with his retirement in June of 2025. And whereas Chief Taylor has exemplified the highest standards of leadership and professionalism throughout his distinguished career, fostering trust and safety within the community of Nisswa. And whereas under his leadership, the Nisswa Police Department has grown in strength, responsiveness, and community partnership, benefiting from his steady guidance and committed to excellence in law enforcement. And whereas Chief Taylor has been a visible and respected presence in the community, not only serving as protector of public safety, but also as a mentor, collaborator, and advocate for the citizens of Nisswa. And whereas his contributions extend beyond the badge, reflecting a lifetime of dedication to public service, compassion, and justice. Now therefore it will be resolved by the City Council of the City of Nisswa, Minnesota, that we hereby extend our heartfelt gratitude and sincere appreciation to Police Chief Craig Taylor for his 29 plus years of exemplary service to the city of Nisswa and its citizens. To be it further resolved that we honor his legacy, celebrate his retirement, and wish him and his family continued health, happiness, and fulfillment in the years ahead. Adopted the 17th day of June 2025 by the City of Nisswa Council. So again, I'd like to say thank you to Chief Taylor and all the years, and wish him the best in the next chapter of his life. And we appreciate everything that he's done for this town.
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution of appreciation for retiring police officer Craig Taylor.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 2, resolution of application for Luke Hall. Same thing, another resolution. Officer Luke Hall has honorably served the City of Nisswa Police Department for the past 10 years, demonstrating consistent professionalism, commitment, and integrity in performance of his duties. And whereas during his tenure, Officer Hall has earned the respect and gratitude of the city leadership, his colleagues, and the residents of Nisswa for his steadfast community presence and dedication to public safety. And whereas Officer Hall has gone above and beyond his role, serving as the department's defense tactics and laser training lead, and securing multiple grant opportunities that enhance public safety and departmental resources. And whereas Officer Hall has made significant contributions to the safety and well-being of the Nisswa community throughout his responsiveness, reliability, and strong moral character. And whereas Officer Hall is departing the Nisswa Police Department to continue his law enforcement career with the Baxter Police Department. Now therefore, it will be resolved that the city of Nisswa formally recognizes and sincerely thanks Officer Hall in his dedication of loyal service to the city of Nisswa and extends its best wishes for continued success in his new role with the Baxter Police Department. Adopted this day, the 17th day of June 2025 by the Nisswa City Council.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the resolution of appreciation for Luke Hall.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Once again, best luck to Luke. We wish him the best, and Baxter just gained a great officer. Okay. Skipping number 3, on to number 4. Police Department request to advertise potential position for vacancy. So that's
Oh.
the memo.
I'll make a motion to approve the police department request to advertise position vacancy left by Officer Hall.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Number 5, Verizon cell tower draft agreement, fire station location. I believe, do you have some information on this, Stephen?
I do, thank you. So I, due to the continuance of the special meeting, just reached out to the representatives at Buell Consulting, representing for Verizon. They were not able to join the Zoom. I think we have Woody on now. Scott was just on his way home from picking up his son, so he should be joining shortly or attempting to. Do you guys want to have this conversation now or wait for Scott to join the lobby?
If I may, I'm still in the review of that. That's in your packet. So what I'd like to do is have this agenda item continued to the July meeting.
Yeah.
So that you get a chance to go through that lease. I'm not done with my review on that.
Okay. So just
Make a motion
To continue.
to continue us to the July meeting.
So moved.
Second.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 6, chamber request for city to fund up to $4,000 for Spirit Day fireworks.
I think on the initial discussion, when this came up earlier, we were for it.
Let me just provide a little context for you. I'm very competitive, and I found out that some area chambers were spending double what we were on our fireworks, and their cities were paying for the majority. I have the figures here just for reference. Pequot, so we were spending $10,000 on our fireworks here in Nisswa. Pequot was spending $14,000 and the city was contributing $3,500. The chamber was responsible for the rest. And in Cross Lake, they are doing a $21,500 show, to which the city pays for $13,500 and the chamber is responsible for the remaining $8,000. And to quote a friend and a Nisswa resident, he said, "Every American taxpayer deserves a 4th of July fireworks show." So we have actually surpassed our fundraising. We are at $16,000 for fireworks. So we're asking for the remaining 4 to be able to double our show and really show them how Nisswa does it.
Do we have 4,000? I'll make a
Look at me, I
motion.
don't hold the purse.
So ours is gonna be better than the Cross Lakes is what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'll make a motion to accept the request from the Nisswa Chamber for the city to fund up to $4,000 for the Spirit Day fireworks.
Second.
all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? There you
Thank you.
go. Look forward to the show.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
July 3rd, be there.
Can't wait. Thank you. Thank you for all your work getting that done. Okay. Number 7, pickle factory, Terry.
All right, so at our last liquor department meeting, the only person that wasn't there was Jesse. He was in Italy, I believe. Lucky man.
Sorry, Terry.
So anyway, we had great discussions and got the green light from the mayor and Tim and Brian Farrell to sell. They agreed that I should sell the product at the pickle, but I still need a motion and a second from you guys. Just a little background on THC sales. Last year there was $240 million in the state sold, which is 2.1 million cases. Right now it holds 2.8% of the shares for adult beverages throughout the state. And it's larger than Sauvignon Blanc for wine and larger than rum for liquor. Right now, THC is currently 3 times larger than the cider in the NA categories right now in the state of Minnesota. It's 1.5 times larger than domestic super premium beer, and it's larger than White Claw right now. So, I'm just asking if I could get a motion and a second from the council. I already reached out to Illinois Casualty as far as getting a rider for this. It's $120 for the last 6 months of the year. So it's not very expensive to get the insurance coverage, so.
Has any new information come forward at this time versus when we voted on this back this winter, January, February timeframe?
As far as what?
Just how it's regulated, any new stuff? I mean, I guess my question is, we voted on it earlier this year. Now we're voting on it again. I guess, the consensus, was there a tipping point of kind of what's changed, what's been added?
I mean, everything, our city's or our state's a little backwards. They allow things and then, and they backpedal on things, but, as far as right now, there's no changes in anything that I'm aware of, so.
Okay. Discussion?
I know we discussed to have Terry and Brian look at the licensing through the state for the potential for them to have THC sales there. If I understand correctly, it'll just be
Just the
Can-
liquid, no gummies, nothing,
right, just the drink one.
just the drink, yep.
And it would be sold in the off sale, correct?
Off sale only, not in the bar.
Right.
Yep.
I'm comfortable with that.
Do you want to make a motion?
Is it gonna be sold at Spirits also? Or
Nope.
this is
Nope,
just
just
up
at-
here?
Just at the pickle.
I think that was the last liquor committee meeting we had before you guys got together when I was out of town. That was the discussion, was give it a try at the pickle off sale. See if there's any results from that. Some of the data that I believe Brian brought forward was pretty overwhelming, the amount of volume that it was actually turning compared to when it was a year and a half or so ago. The overall sales at that time was pretty nominal based off of, I think, it just wasn't broadcasted out that THC products were actually on the shelves at these meetings. So,
I mean, right now, sales compared to last year up 192%.
on
On
THC
what?
products,
Statewide, 192% increase in sales
On
statewide.
the product.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a good way to make up extra income.
Would you in the future be looking at the infused beers and wines?
Nope.
No. Okay,
Nope.
just the one and go with it.
Yep.
Okay.
Right now, I'm looking at probably 10 SKUs. 10 items.
I'll make a motion to approve THC products to be sold at the pickle as presented.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'd like to abstain from it,
Okay,
police officer and like, just abstain.
Bruce abstains, all vote no. So 2 for it, 1 against it, and Bruce abstains. So passes.
Passes.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Item number 8, Parks request for council action, Gull Lake Trail Project, amended scope.
Awesome. Thank you. So at the May meeting, we brought some information forward, a proposal by Widseth. The direction was for staff to go back and research some cost as to what a flushing toilet would be or look like at the park. So you have quite a bit of information in your packet. The quotes that are in there are precast concrete shells for flushing toilets, both a single and a double. The lower price is Huff Cut. That's who we purchased the precast vault from for Between the Lakes Park. So in your packet, I put some grant information together and a couple different options for us to review and go over. Biggest things to remember is that we are still in a construction project, so we are using a loose budget of 300,000. I wouldn't want to go that close to it because we just don't know the extent of any change orders that could be happening. So in your packet, there's a couple different options regarding to basically just not do a paved trail or a toilet. We can still do like a kiosk or bike repair station, some small stuff as desired. We did talk previously about some ADA stuff that was flagged when they went around. One was a drainage issue, one had no ped ramps off of a private road, and then another one was the radius was slightly off. So those are some of the things all the way up to a full flushing toilet. So we'd want to make sure that we can stay on budget, or we'd absorb the cost if we don't. The timeline, the grant funds expired June 30th, so we'd want to have it completed by then. And then I also put in there some of the ongoing anticipated operating costs to ensure that we have an idea of what that might take to carry it out long term. Tim and I did speak with the executive director of Greater Minnesota Regional Parks and Trails. And I asked her, my recommendation in there was option 2 of a trail to a porta potty. We already have porta potties out there. I say that one because I think we can get, well, I'm sure we can get that done on budget and on time. And I already know we can absorb the operating cost of that. In her words, it might not pass because it doesn't have a high value. So that would be the risk we'd run, and maybe not going forward with a flushing toilet. So happy to answer any other questions on any info in the packet or just in general.
What is the current cost of the porta potties now? Is that about 18,000 a year?
1,800,
1,800, okay.
May to October.
So you got the 1,800 as we're doing right now. If we go to a vault, which we had discussions, you know, you're looking at 36,000. If we're looking at a flush, we're looking close to 200,000.
Correct.
And we have to, is there a timeline to get information to them so they can approve?
I told them we likely wouldn't have it to them here in June because I'd have to submit that tomorrow. Otherwise, July is their next meeting to submit for an amended scope. So that would give us a little bit more time to work through it. Most of the cost estimates provided were professional expertise from Widseth and Public Works.
I appreciate all the work you've done for this. I've got a question. Would the funds be better used? I'd love to have a bathroom out there, personally. But looking at the cost, would they be better used doing kiosks, taking care of the ADA stuff?
In talking with them, she said, we can run whatever we want past the commission, right? And she's like, some of it, you might just have unused funds. The kiosks aren't gonna add up to a substantial amount of money. Going with a full-scale flushing toilet might push us further than we want. So that's what we're here to kind of discuss.
I still think the full flushing toilet is still the way to go for cleanliness, being that close to the lake with a vault toilet or anything, also too, in thinking about and having some discussions too with other people, have we contacted the DNR? The DNR also has that satellite down by the lake. Would, if it's gonna exceed, would they maybe wanna kick in extra funds for the bathroom with us? I know that maybe had been talked about way back with that whole mutual park boat landing thing together. Also too, if we're gonna put a well there for them washing off the boats, that sort of stuff, would it benefit them to have water there and stuff like that too? Just another possible revenue if we're close on funds.
Yeah, I've communicated that with them in the sense that we have kind of a cooperative agreement with the trail that already exists through there. Because we have to go through the DNR property to get to Nisswa Lake Park. Part of the grant funds require that we maintain that land for recreational purposes. And so they definitely wanted the toilet on city-owned land. They were agreeable to updating the DNR contract for a 20 to 25 year period to meet the criteria of maintaining the land for recreation purposes.
Okay. Worst case scenario, they tell us no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we move on, and then we still have time to move on to the kiosks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we could certainly do that. It's likely they'd be more agreeable to a flushing toilet. So then it'd be on us to make sure that we execute it on time, on budget.
It would have to be done.
Or do whatever we need to do to make sure that we cover our costs and bases.
And the on time on budget, the on time would be, what is it, the 30th of June of 2026?
Correct.
And so if they say, yes, you can go forward, we have to have all work done by then, correct?
Correct.
So, and let's just say we're not fully finished, then the total cost, we'd have to pay back that money, correct?
I'm not exactly sure if we'd have to pay it back or,
Just what we used as we used to, I mean.
yeah, and then we'd be on the hook for the rest of it.
Right.
I would have to, hopefully we don't have to get into those what ifs, but that does play in the back of my mind, yes.
So if the longer we push this off, the longer that'll put our end date out.
Correct.
Is there any, okay, so the trail that we kind of have now, the path, the trail there, if we pave that, does that have to move because of where the toilet's going to be? How's it going to affect stuff that's down?
The DNR would like it moved. So there's kind of a backup area for their front end parking. They don't want the trail crossing that. So right now, the existing trail crosses that backup area. Their request is that it goes straight north past the entrance into the tunnel and then hooks back into the park. So we would have to abandon part of the existing trail per the DNR's request for safety and sight lines.
I would make a motion that we move forward and present the flushing bathrooms as presented in the quotes to them tomorrow and see what they say.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, well, you'll be able to get that in tomorrow?
Yeah, I already drafted the letter.
Okay, thank you.
Oh wait, vote, sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carries.
Follow-up questions. Would your preference be one stall or two and then precast or construction build? Should we get approved?
I would say,
What is the added cost if we go to two? Because you have
What's,
listed,
one is in the budget for a precast concrete.
It's another 30,000.
30,000, so.
yeah,
So,
I would say go big first and then scale back. So I'd say go for two, go for it. And then if it's a budget thing or a timeline
Okay.
thing, then evaluate. But otherwise I would, if we're gonna do it, I would do both.
I'm not gonna specify to them, but just my own for moving forward.
right, okay, but
Thanks.
here's the other thing too so now we have this in there, flush toilets and stuff like that. Maybe this is the wrong time to talk about this, but I think Tom will always tell me if I'm on the wrong. He kicks me under the table, not just joking. So there will be annual costs to caring for this bathroom. Okay, one, my assumption is it won't be open in the winter due to freezing.
That's what we would need to decide through this process as well.
Okay,
That-
but when we go forward with this, we're gonna have to find funds for the parks to help maintain that. A guesstimate I'll just guesstimate 30,000, whatever it is, but I know I throw big numbers out sometimes. So just
That's a lot of Clorox and Mr. Clean.
Right, yeah.
I know it is.
Could put
Gotta keep it clean this one.
BYOT sign out front first.
But no, we have to think of that too.
Yeah.
So one of the things we have to look at is when we do these things we need to think about how to fund them to maintain them. That's one of the things we have to look at. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
And that was in your packet too. I estimated about 3,000 from capital to operating, so give or take. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
Can we turn those into like quarter
Okay,
toilets?
item number 9, Public Works request for action, road maintenance repairs. Tom?
Hello, again. This one's pretty easy. This is routine. We do this every year. The amounts vary depending on what kind of winter we had the year before, so these amounts are pretty low, overall. We've had 2 open winters that have been pretty easy on the roads relatively, so. The first item we're looking at are paver patches. What these are is they're wide and big enough to where they're actually gonna use a paving machine. They'll come in and repave a bunch of roads that we have. You have those quotes in front of you. It kind of outlines what they're doing. I'm gonna recommend going with Anderson Brothers on this for $33,086.16. The next item is crack sealing. We had 2 firms, Anderson Brothers and Lakes Pavement Maintenance, quote this. I'm gonna recommend Lakes Pavement Maintenance at $20,995.41. And then the next 2 items, we only have 1 quote, but they're both smaller. Poly patching. We repair some of our manholes around town that the plows are hitting, so $3,422.94 for that. And then some regular patches, I call them. These are places where certain roads were built with stumps as the base. Those stumps are rotting away and we have to fill in the hole. So in order to do that for citywide, it's $5,014.38. Budget impact for this, there's $107,775.82 available for these projects. The total amount needed to do the work this year is $67,533.27. I'd just be looking for a motion to give these projects to go ahead.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the Public Works request regarding the road maintenance repairs as presented.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Thank you.
Next item, number 10, Tom again, Public Works lift station number 1, property acquisition process.
Okay, so what there's as you may or may not know, in order to rebuild our lift station 1, we need to acquire some more property. And in your packet, there should be a map that shows where that property would be located. What I'm asking for is, for you to give permission to Tom Pearson to begin process of acquiring property for that expansion.
Any questions? We've talked about this several times, so.
Make a motion to approve the Public Works request regarding the lift station number 1 property acquisition as presented.
Second, anybody?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Number 11, Tom again, Public Works, Schaefer Spirit Expansion Sewer Agreement.
Sure. So what this does is this gives us some flexibility, or gives actually Schaefer some flexibility to go ahead and start building their building without knowing what their tenants are gonna be. And it protects the city by maintaining that flexibility depending on what type of a business goes into each suite. We would charge them sewer connection and usage fees accordingly. I've shared that agreement with Andy. I don't know if he has any comments about it.
No. Thing I ask is, in this agreement, it says, Tim Cruikshank. So I think we need to obviously change that. And then the mayor's not here currently, so if we can get acting Mayor Joe to sign it, just so it's done today.
Yeah, I think,
Oh. No, Andy, I'll fix it in the morning and I'll send it back up,
okay,
and then the mayor can sign it, and
yeah.
probably Kiki. So I'll fix it in the morning and send it back up.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Any other questions, discussion? Okay, I have a motion from you.
Also move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Last item, number 12, it is to approve the consultant with Keith.
Keith Hiller, right?
Yes, correct.
For $5,000.
Yep. So we discussed that at last session. Any other questions, comments? Okay. Motion?
I don't actually have that.
Yeah, where is that?
It was in the packet from 5 o'clock. I think
I got
mine,
this thing.
it's his he's got a contract in there.
Yeah.
Mine was sitting right out
Got it.
there. Did you see it?
Okay. I make a motion to approve the hiring of the services from Technology Solutions and Associates for an amount not to exceed 5,000.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. With that, no further new business. Move on to old business. None with old business. G, line item H, council or liaison information. Anybody
I think
have
the
anything to report tonight?
Parks is doing fine. I know that they're trying to look at finalizing things for the playground, if I'm correct, the committee. Few twerks. They've been working hard. That's it.
Just question with the parks, has there been any group yet to help step up and do any fundraising for them or nonprofit?
No.
None? Okay. Okay, anything else, Bruce?
If I may make a comment on yesterday what the fire department did, can I do it at this time?
Go for it.
Yeah, this time.
It was awesome yesterday. Nisswa Fire Department had 26 firefighters respond over the Merrifield area. They did a fantastic job. And we had some dads and we had some sons on that fire department. Daughter of a former firefighter, had grandson of a firefighter, Rich Geike. And after they were all done doing that fantastic job, they came back home and Emma from the A&W opened up her doors and fed every one of them cheeseburgers, french fries, and root beer floats. Thank you, Emma. Emma, you're what makes Nisswa what it is. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoyed it. For those of you don't know or haven't been in that area, it did get hit pretty hard over there in some sections that there's some real devastation real close by. We missed it by just a little bit, but yeah. So, just, you know, if anyone hears of anything in the community with that people need help, you know, pass that on. I know people in the town would love to help. Anything from you, Jesse?
I have nothing.
Okay, with that, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you.